Yo, what it do with the two, man? It's your boy Patriots Purposes here, man. And today I want to talk about how reports are saying that Jalen Polk job is at risk. A lot of people and a lot of reports are coming out saying that Jalen Polk is not guaranteed a spot on the roster now, especially because of players like Efton Chisholm and stuff like that. But what I really want to say is that look, Jalen Polk, despite having a mediocre looking type year last year where, he didn't have the best of stats, but you got to understand the first stint of his career in the NFL, the first stint of last season, bro, his first couple games was with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, an incompetent O line, and we were mainly running our offense around the run game. Like that's how we literally had won our first game. We won our first game off of the run game. Nothing spectacular happened in the passing game that first game. It was all running that won us that game. Jalen Polk came in. He had like 2 touchdowns last year. Should have had 3. The Dolphins won. It was very questionable. And honestly, I feel like that Dolphins catch, like that not counting, literally kind of derailed him a little bit because that was like, I don't know, that right there would have just boosted his confidence for the rest of the year because he would have literally had a game-winning touchdown as a rookie playing for the New England Patriots. So for it to get waived and for them to say it wasn't a touchdown, one, that rule is so stupid because like that's a touchdown. I'm sorry, that needs to change. I think George Pickens had like a touchdown that was overturned last year like that, and that rule needs to change. Like, I don't think it was the same thing, but like if you get 1 foot down in the end zone, tap twice, I think it should count as 2 feet, and the whole heel needs to drop in the end zone thing that they said for Jalen Polk. That should not be the case. Like if you tippy toe with both your toes in the back of the end zone, how is that not a touchdown? That's literally always been a touchdown. You telling me just because he was backwards it wasn't a touchdown? But that's whatever. That's besides the point. Efton Chisholm has been playing out of his mind. He is a route tech. And with that being said, he's a route tech and his hands look amazing so far. Obviously, he's not playing no competition. So this could all be smoke and screens. Smoke and mirrors, I mean. This could all be smoke and mirrors. This could just be another, player in the off season that looks amazing, and he comes into the regular season and it never pans out. But he genuinely shows so much promise. I want to make a video about him too, but this is really about Jalen Polk. I don't understand how people are saying that Jalen Polk is not a guaranteed spot on this roster. He had 2 touchdowns last year. I want to even say 3, but I'm gonna leave it at 2. He had 2 touchdowns last year. He showed a lot of promise when it comes to separation, but his hands just had a little bit of a problem. But I think even with the hands thing, we kind of are dragging it. We've seen players like Quentin Johnson have issues with their hands. They're still getting their opportunities. I don't think we should get rid of Jalen Polk just because of some hand issues and some statements that he said. I'm not going to lie. I'm not one of the people that feel like Jalen Polk shouldn't be on the team because he's a quote-unquote diva. I feel like if you want to have a star NFL wide receiver on your team, they should be somewhat of a diva. They shouldn't just be this nonchalant, laid back guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should be somewhat of a diva. They should feel like they got the best hands in the league. They should feel like they're the best player in the league. They should feel all of that stuff. So that when, it's time to actually show it, now they got a little bit more pressure on them to actually work harder because, they said what they said. So now they got to back it up. So I feel like a wide receiver saying all of that stuff about himself isn't a bad thing. But with that all being said, Jalen Polk's job should be fine. Javon Baker is another player where I feel like his job should be fine. The one receiver that I want to see go, I'm going to be honest, I love him to death, but Kendrick Bourne needs to go. I'm going to be honest, bro. He is one of the older wide receivers on the Patriots. He might be the oldest. I'm not sure. And if it's not him, I would even say the new tall receiver we got, like his name is not clicking in my head right now, but I don't think it will be him because we're gonna probably use him as a jump ball, red zone type wide receiver, and he was actually pretty decent for the Bills last year in the red zone for Josh Allen. So I don't think he's going anywhere. But Kendrick Bourne, he's a great face in the locker room. He brings a lot of enlightenment to the players. But even with that being said, the quote unquote Patriots way would understand and would realize that, Kendrick Bourne is not what we need right now. We have a lot of young talent on this team that need to develop. And there's no way we're keeping players like Kendrick Bourne when players like Javon Baker and Jalen Polk are still developing and they show a lot of promise. So with that being said, that'll be the end of the video. I think Jalen Polk should stay on the team. And if anything, Kendrick Bourne should be the one that is cut. And that'll be the end of the video, man. And peace.